Hello everyone, welcome to the session. Here we have with us Pramod from IIM Shillong, who's going to take you and share with you his personal interview experience in the top IIMs of the country and in the top B schools of the country. So before I hand over the session over to Pramod, guys. First of all, welcome Pramod. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for agreeing
Thank
so
you.
graciously to guide our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my pleasure. Hello, everyone. I am Pramod from IIM Shillong. Uh, Before doing my MBA at IIM Shillong, I did work as a faculty at Time Bangalore for 25 months, and before that, I graduated as a BTech civil engineer from NITK Surathkal in 2017.
Thank you so much, Pramod. That's really nice of you to join us. So, guys, Pramod, I'm sure you're all excited to hear from Pramod. But before that, guys, I want all of you to join the group Unacademy underscore Ritu Dudoria for your complete preparation of the VARC section. For all the links to all these strategy sessions and all our live sessions, please make sure, guys, that all of you are joining the special classes. Guys, special classes are free, live classes on the Unacademy Learning app. All you have to do is download the Unacademy Learning app, enter the code RITUMBA, start watching the plus classes, start giving the free test, and use the code RITUMBA in order to get 10% off your plus subscription. Guys, batches beginning every day. All you have to do is use the code RITUMBA and enroll in order to take the benefit of all of these advantages that you see on your screen here. Structured courses, live sessions, 24/7 support, amazing strategy sessions, guest speakers, guest lectures, personal mentorship and guidance. All you have to do is take the plus subscription. Guys, 10% discount is available for the last few days. Just use the code RITUMBA and take the plus subscription. Choose the plan that best works out for you and start preparing. So come on, guys, let's have a look at personal interview preparation. So just give me a minute and we will discuss on it. Okay, so guys, you'll be hearing from Pramod now, who will be guiding you on PI. So Pramod, I have a few specific questions that I would like to ask you when it comes to the personal interview preparation. Could you first
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
us, you appeared for the personal interviews of which institutions?
Okay. After getting my result of CAT 2018, I got calls from IIM Kozhikode, IIM Shillong, the new IIMs under CAP, that is Common Admission Process, and MDI Gurgaon, and NITI Mumbai. So these were the B school calls that I had got for the overall VAT, GD, and PI process.
Okay, that's really great. So when you compare these institutions, can you tell me which institution's personal interview experience did you find the most challenging, or did you find the most tough? Did you find the toughest?
I would say for me it was IIM Kozhikode,
Okay.
partially because I was kind of underprepared. That was one thing, and partially because the panel happened to be very, the grilling sort of panel. Because
Okay.
once my weak point back then was my academics was poor in my engineering, and I was in my final semester, and the question that they had asked, sorry, this was back in 2019.
Huh.
The question they asked is why low academics, and I didn't have a answer. Like, I had an answer, but I didn't tell it with enough conviction or enough confidence, and
Okay.
that sort of became a trap for me. And whatever the post that question, whatever questions came, I did answer, but they were somehow not convinced because of that one particular answer. So the entire interview became very stressful, and I became completely nervous, and I kind of lost it there. So I was a little upset about it because that one question kind of changed the entire interview and my entire chance of converting. And unfortunately, I
Okay.
couldn't convert IIM Kozhikode call then. So that was my bad experience of PI. Having said that, I did have set of good interview experiences from IIM Shillong and MDI Gurgaon. At IIM Shillong, the one strategy that the main thing that I focused on was to show my confidence, do fake my confidence actually, because of my low academics and my background. I had this preconceived notion that because I haven't worked in the tech sector and
Correct.
managerial positions, my chance of converting MBA calls would be less. But actually, that's not the case. Anyone can crack MBA, whether it's a fresher or person with enough a lot of work from any domain or any sector.
Correct.
So that is one thing. So but I somehow decided to fake my confidence and somehow give my answers with complete conviction and confidence and with a bold tone, and it worked out fine because there were some answers where I was not very sure, and with boldness and confidence I did say that, sir, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to this question. Can we go to the next question? Or I was like, I'm not sure of this answer. Can I take a guess? So with these kind of tactics, I could make it much better. So that was one
Okay.
strategy that I adopted. So,
That's really nice. So that confidence. I think this was a learning experience from I am Code's interview as well.
yes, yes. That I am Code was my very first interview, and
Okay.
that was indeed a learning experience for the subsequent interviews.
Okay. So Pramod, when it comes to interviews, the most common questions that I think all the students prepare themselves for is why an MBA? Why this
Correct.
specialization? Why you? Why us? Why this institution? Why should, why you are a perfect candidate? Why an MBA and why the specialization? So in order to answer all of these questions, what do you think? What should be the general way in order to go about answering these questions?
There is no one standard answer, frankly speaking, for all of
Correct.
this. And very, very frankly speaking, my answer for why MBA, in fact, is getting changed every now and then, because even the curriculum becomes so interesting, gets so interesting that the first time I was like, okay, this domain satisfies me, but eventually I was like, no, 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 this domain is much more interesting, and I want to get into this. So having an why MBA answer before MBA is definitely a challenging one, because it involves a lot of factors. One, you should know uh, what exactly is the reason behind you going for MBA. Is it because of the placements, or is it because of the learnings, or is it because you want to gain that power in a managerial position in an organization? So things like that. Some people do take up MBA because they want to get into research, and they want to get a doctoral degree and postdoctoral degree, and end up becoming a professor and things like that.
Correct.
So there are many reasons for being an MBA. So it always depends on the candidate. It always depends on the institute. For example, there's an unwritten rule that if one wants to get into operations and supply chain, Niti is the place to go. Niti Mumbai,
Correct.
right? So one must have that inclination and that conviction to prove that one is really interested in operations and supply chain. So that is one other thing. And also obviously the career plans post MBA. So which domain you want to get into, which role you want to get into, what's your where do you want to see 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. If you have a rough plan, obviously with a lot of uncertainty you can't have a proper defined answer. So but if you have a rough plan that I want to get into this domain, say product management, and become this CXO person in this organization and things like that. So there are many reasons of doing MBA, and one must decide
Correct.
why
So you
MBA.
think that you should first, of course, introspect and actually look at why exactly you want to do an MBA rather than have a very general approach. So it's something
Definitely,
which is
yes.
very
It
specific.
always depends on the person. So that is, for example, many of my friends, they're from NIFT,
Huh.
National Institute of Fashion Technology, and they think that they can do really well in the fashion
Correct.
industry at managerial positions. Say the supply chain and the operations. Some people are interested in the finance part of it.
Correct.
So it depends on the prior work experience and prior educational background as well. So
Correct.
that also can add up, make one passionate about taking an MBA at a premier B school.
Correct. So it's not just about a general answer that I want a job, I want to be an entrepreneur. It's not just a general answer. You kind of have to draw from what you have done to where you want to go.
Yes, definitely. And this takes a lot of introspection. And
Correct.
also there is one more point, right? So if someone says one wants to be an entrepreneur, then the viewer will be like, you might as well skip MBA and gain all that opportunity cost and start up
Oh,
right away.
okay.
Then that's a trap. So you must have answers for all of this. So for this, mock PI is very important. So from mock PI, interviewed by experts, this gives this all sorts of questions and counter questions. So after enough mock questions, I think mock PIs, one will have a set of questions, how to answer.
Correct.
That is one thing. And also, why MBA? Like, even the thing is, if one is doing really well in the work, then they'll be like, okay, if you're doing so well, you can climb up the corporate ladder that way without doing an MBA. If someone says they're not good at, they're really good at academics, say BTech electrical engineering, then they'll be like, why don't you take a job in the domain of electrical engineering? So you answer any which way, and you'll get a counter question by the panelists. So you'll have to have the counter questions. You have to think about the counter questions, and have decent answers, not decent, like very convincing answers, because right now there are just so little seats and so many aspirants. So you'll have to come up with strong answers. That is something.
That's really great. Thank you so much, Pramod. The next question that a lot of students have is, what about stress interviews? So can you shed some light? You shared your experience of IIM Kozhikode, which was stressful, but can you
Correct.
how do you go about preparing? How should you not let that bog you down?
So basically, the intention behind stress interviews, in my opinion, is to see how easily one gets disturbed.
Correct.
So if you stay calm and composed, basically they want to see how calm and composed you
Correct.
are throughout the interview process.
Correct.
So if they say some particular thing, say for example low academics,
Correct.
so you'll have to back it up with, say, I did these things. I was a part of the tech club. I was part of this.
Correct.
I did a lot of initiatives in my college, and
Correct.
which resulted in this and this outcome.
Correct.
So if you can back it up, and if you don't get one should not get very excited. One has to stay calm and composed when an allegation is coming, because that's more of an allegation. So
Correct.
we get very defensive, so that shouldn't happen. And that skill we gain only with more and more PI practice with experts, and also with from the peers also. Like, there are a bunch of MBA aspirants, they can have this mock personal interviews themselves. They can, one person can interview the other two and things like that.
Correct.
So with enough practice, that skill can be developed. Yeah.
Okay, that's really great. And any preparation tips, any etiquette tips that you would like to share with the students?
The main thing, in my opinion, because there are tons of articles, there are tons of videos that
Exactly.
say that you'll have to wear your button like this. You
Correct.
have to walk in, you have to say good morning. My take on this is, be confident, don't be nervous.
Correct.
Sometimes it so happens that some awkward mistakes do happen, and it's
Yeah.
very natural.
Correct.
Just maintain your composure, and
Correct.
stay confident, stay bold. I think that is one very important thing. Even if you're underconfident, even if you think you haven't achieved anything in your undergrad or work, you'll have to exaggerate it.
Correct.
You have to, and I wouldn't say exaggerate in the real sense, because nothing goes waste.
Correct. You have to
Someone would
put your best
have
foot
done
forward.
something. Exactly. So,
Yeah.
and this again takes a lot of introspection. So maybe
Correct.
my suggestion would be to go to the flashback and
Correct.
see all the achievements one has done,
Huh.
and also the failures also, because
Correct.
failures also teach some important lessons.
Correct.
So that way, because there are questions, if someone is from has a work experience, there'll be questions like, how was there any dispute with your manager, and how did you
Okay.
come agree to an amicable solution, and things like that.
Okay. Okay.
So one must have, like, they will have to take time. If someone
Correct.
asks this question, it shouldn't be like you're coming up with a ready-made answer also.
Correct.
At the same time, one shouldn't take a lot of time also. It should
Correct.
sound as if we haven't thought about it, but the answer is coming right away.
Correct.
So
Okay,
that
so
is,
that comes with a lot of practice. So mock interviews
yeah.
is very
And
crucial.
I think, yeah, we can say interviews is in a way kind of portraying yourself the way you
Correct.
portray. There has to be some sort of diplomacy, but also there has to be a lot of honesty.
Correct.
I think that's how I view my interviews.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pramod. That was really great. Thank you for sharing these amazing tips. The one thing that I would like to tell all students is, guys, introspect. You see the achievers in front of you, so you see how much work they've put into themselves and how much introspection they have done. So please make sure that all of you are doing that, guys, because this wall, this face has to be you. Thank you, Pramod. So Pramod was, is an achiever. These guys are achievers. This wall is going to have your face next. So please make sure, guys, you take the benefit of all the resources at your behest. Write the UCL. Please make sure that you're taking the Plus and Iconic subscription. The discount ends soon. Guys, 10% discount ends soon. So just use the code RITUMBA. Select the plan that best works out for you. And I would like to thank Pramod so much for being here with us and taking us through the VAT and the PI experience. Thanks a lot, Pramod. I'm sure the students have benefited from this experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to, revive my memories and, talk about this. And I wish all the best for all the aspirants. I hope the best comes for you.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, Pramod. Thank you.